successfully represented thousands of injured Texans, earning over 12,000 five-star reviews on Google. So, who is the right attorney for you? Just look at the numbers. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Austin, Texas.
This ain't pop. This ain't pretty. This is Southern hospitality. The Black Crows, Whiskey Myers, blues-soaked guitars, outlaw swagger. Rock and roll the way it was meant to be. Loud, raw, and real. The Southern Hospitality Tour. The Black Crows. Whiskey Myers. May 17th, Moody Center. Tickets on sale Friday, February 6th at 10 a.m. at livenation.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The biggest night in football is almost here. On Kalshi, you can now legally trade game day props. Will either team score a touchdown in the first 5 minutes? Yes is trading at 27%, meaning a $100 trade pays out $371 if it hits. And Kalshi isn't betting. It's a live market where you can trade against other people, buying in and out as prices move. Download the Kalshi app. Use the code PODCAST to get $20 when you trade 100. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Hey, I got you something.
What's this?
Just a little Galentine's gift from Jewelry Television.
JTV, I love their jewelry. I had my eye on this pearl bracelet on JTV.com. Plus, I love their colored gemstone jewelry. And have you seen their gold?
Right now, take up to 70% off select jewelry and gifts at JTV.com.
You are not going to believe their gemstones and their artisan collections. Gorgeous.
Are you going to open your gift?
It's the pearl bracelet.
Visit JTV.com.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin area weather, sunshine for your Thursday, a high of 70. Clear tonight, a low in the mid-40s. Friday, sunny skies, a high of 83. Tomorrow night's low, 46.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Jesus didn't live passively. He lived on a rescue mission. As we step into the new year, the Daily Pursuit with Tim Tebow podcast reminds us that God has called us to more, to live on purpose and rise as conquerors. As followers of Christ, we're called to do the same because discipline may be painful in the moment, but it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace. Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search The Daily Pursuit with Tim Tebow and listen now.
AM 1300, The Zone.
Over 10 minutes from now, possibly Albert Breer. We don't know. We don't have a solid confirmation on that, but potentially Albert Breer is going to join us here coming up a little over 10 minutes.
What do you mean? We've got solid confirmation he's going to be here.
But in 10 minutes, you think?
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that.
Is he running over here?
He said he's running.
I assume, yeah. He's going to be running, then he's going to come in here when he's done running.
He's going to do
multitask.
The 100-meter sleeping bag hurdles.
I bet he's a 2-mile guy.
Oh, you think so?
I think he runs 2 miles.
He better have that quarter mile.
What do you think
run
he
down
runs?
the wrong
Do you think he
street?
runs more or less? Or do you think he just runs for a set
I think he just runs. I think he times it.
He just
I
goes,
think he's
"I ran
more
for
of a
20
timer
minutes."
guy. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Well, I mean, he does have a bit of a motor on him. And speaking of motor, how about the motorcade? He is our Express Pros Pro of the Week.
Cade's got to get something up against Jamal Murray. Crossed him over, down the lane to the basket, and scored just in time.
Did he just glide through the air?
Wow, 15-7. First bucket for Cade. Coming to get it, Cade Cunningham, guarded by Bruce Brown. Cade right side, there's Valanciunas with a show. Baseline jumper, good by Cade Cunningham.
That is Cade Cunningham, your Express Pros Pro of the Week, courtesy of the Pistons Radio Network. Facing a peak season, looking for a new team member. Workforce solutions from Express Employment Professionals make hiring easier. Visit expresspros.com to find an office and see how Express can help you hire smarter and faster. Yeah, well, everybody's talking about all the trades and the Lakers and your typical standard run-of-the-mill conversations in
Pistons,
the NBA.
baby.
Got a 5-game lead in the East.
Yeah.
How about it?
Like
How about that?
Your Cavs were supposed to take the throne.
And be bigger.
Whoa,
Halliburton's out.
We're like halfway through the season.
Halliburton's out. Jason Tatum's most likely out for the entire year. And it was like, man, this is an opportunity for the Cavs, who have been underwhelming in the playoffs. And yet here we are. You know, we're at the halfway point of the season, almost 50 games in. And the Pistons are running away with things.
Yeah, halfway through the season.
Courtesy of the motorcade.
That was like you last night at dinner. You ate half your dish.
Dang.
Some people had to help you out.
You're not a finisher.
I do intervals. Okay. I eat and then I'll come back to it. I like to graze as opposed to
graze.
What's wrong with the coffee?
I don't know. I think it's maybe that hydrogen tablet you gave me now.
Did you chug it?
Funny. Yeah, I drank it.
Yeah. Okay.
But now the coffee tastes terrible.
Yeah, but you look like you're more alert. Like you look like your
do?
inflammation's down. Like it's amazing what those things do. Those hydrogen tablets.
How does he do this?
I'm just saying, that's what it looks like.
Can you help me?
I can't.
Is it amazing?
There's no help for this one over here,
Okay,
man.
But let me tell you what happened to LeVar.
What happened?
Because he's a new man now.
Yep.
Oh, no, I know. It took one flyby.
He took the safety off.
No.
The gun's
battering
ready.
ram.
The gun's ready.
No.
Yeah. One time.
I just want to see the battering ram at some point.
Nope.
You can't bring that out?
Nope. It's done. I've retired.
Just
The
one
blow
time.
dart, it ranks up there pretty high.
Oh, the blow dart's
Yeah,
great.
but the battering ram was the battering ram and the rocket launcher is those are the two classics.
Because the thing about with the rocket launcher, he's
Because
a
they're
really
heavy.
great mime.
They're
so he's
heavy.
got to use his knee to get it up on his
they're
shoulder,
heavy.
and then he fixes the
They're
scope.
heavy.
He fixes the scope.
That's right.
And then fires away.
That's
But-
right. You got to be accurate.
But he's a new man now, so it doesn't.
You got at some point you got to pass the mantle. You know, you got to give it the opportunity to somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to know when to say when. You know what I mean? So
Gonna shoot him up. You got to.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I was shooting them up, I was shooting them up.
you
though,
were.
You know what I mean? I ain't miss. I wasn't missing. That's all I say. Oh man,
Pulled out the gun at in Las Vegas. People were big fans of that on social media.
Yeah, well, they won't get
Oh,
it.
look at the laddies over there. The Irish NFL shows here.
Oh, it is.
Oh, look at the laddies.
Where are they at?
Over there. Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and this Sunday, Redfin is kicking off an even bigger game during Rocket and Redfin's Big Game Commercial. Redfin's giving away $1 million home and an epic, never-been-done-before scavenger hunt, all on the Redfin app. Watch closely. The $1 million home is hidden in the ad. The winner will be the first to solve 6 clues and find the $1 million home on the Redfin app. Download and update the Redfin app to play Redfin's Great American Home Search presented by Rocket.
No purchase necessary. 50 U.S. DC must be age of majority. Visit thegreatamericanhomesearch.com for official rules.
The big game is in Santa Clara, but with the original Louisiana hot sauce, make it Louisiana hot wherever you'll watch it. And, well, you'll be ready with peppers, vinegar, and salt. They go together so well. After each saucy score, you'll want to go back for 2. And, yep, that's Louisiana hot. On any food, anywhere, you'll watch the big game. Make it a little more Louisiana and a lot more delicious with the original Louisiana hot sauce. Why? That's Louisiana hot. Buy you some.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
An accident that blocked off the right lane on I-35 northbound at William Cannon recently got taken care of, but there is still some residual backup from Highway 45, about a 15-minute slowdown. Things are starting to slow down as well on 183 northbound from 130 over to Highway 71, and some light brake taps on 290 westbound from Old Kimbrough to 130. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Friday, kick off the Winter Olympics in style with the opening ceremony from Italy.
Team USA, we are ready to roll.
Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on NBC and Peacock.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like BetOnline. For years, BetOnline has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, BetOnline delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. BetOnline defines it. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
When a heart stops, a clock starts. You are the first responder until help arrives. In that moment, heroes aren't wearing uniforms. They're wearing pajamas, work boots, jerseys, high heels. They're not waiting, they're stepping in. 4 minutes without action can mean brain damage. 6 minutes can be too late. You don't need medical training to help. You need knowledge, you need courage. The American Heart Association isn't just raising awareness. We're building a life-saving movement. Learn CPR. Be ready. Visit heart.org/nation.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Cross Country. Cross Country is the sound of Americana blending country, rock, and America's greatest songwriters. Bob Dylan and Bonnie Raitt to Chris Stapleton and Zach Bryan. Open the free iHeartRadio app, search Cross Country, and listen now. Free never sounded so good.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, Oak City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a Throwback Thursday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Super Bowl week is almost over, and the big game is getting closer. CDC gave the State of the Union last night, and we'll talk about it. The number 4 Texas women have a major test tonight as LSU and Kim Mulkey comes to town. Eric Henry of Horns 247 joins us at 7:34. And number 3 ranked Texas baseball head coach Jim Schlossnagle joins us at 8 a.m. And the NBA trade deadline ends today at 2 o'clock, and we've already got some moves. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to voice your opinion, all you got to do is use that talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. We'll receive your message instantly. And if it's good enough, you might even hear
If it's good enough
on the show. Well, let's get into it. Last night, our guy, Chris Del Conte, who you've heard here multiple times, had his State of the Union. He calls it the town hall that gives us all the information about what's going on, where all the things that are happening on the 40 acres pertaining to athletics. He went through a multitude of things, but one of the things that stood out, well, a couple of things that stood out, is he did announce that Texas is going to have a spring football game. That's right. He called it Fan Day, Fan Appreciation, and it is going to happen on April the 18th. And there's a lot that is going into that because it gives the fans an opportunity, like last year, where they got a chance to spend some time with the players, get autographs, meet the new team, and so much more. So there was a time where we didn't know if there was going to be a spring game or not. And now we got our news that it will happen on the 18th. Now, with that being said, on the 18th, we don't know what time it's going to take place because Texas baseball does have a game that afternoon.
Well, with so much flux, you need a game. You need to see people running plays. You need to see people in position, how they work with the other players. So this year, more than other years past, is going to be more important to know what you have in the cupboard.
Yeah.
And as far as, the conflict of knowing once they find out what time the baseball game, if we already know what time the baseball game is, of course, Texas will accordingly make that game not coincide with that.
Yeah, for sure. But is it going to be before the game or is it going to be after the game? Because trying to get over, and we've already talked about it. Well, we haven't talked about it, but it will be something that we will discuss because he brought up the fact of parking and how parking is impossible because everything is landlocked and they've been able to do some different things. And there's no way to get in and out, especially when those types of moments are happening, when you're trying to get everybody down for football and you're trying to get people down for baseball and university parking.
And people hang out and tailgate and they linger.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to say the least. But the fact that we are going to have a spring game with some of the young players that are going to get a chance to play. Obviously, we've had a bunch of players that have had some surgeries that are may not be participating in the spring game, but at least we know we will have that. Also, during that time, he spoke about the new upgrades. He talked about the new practice facility. They were asked about, are you going to put grass on the field? And somebody asked about a dome. Like, what?
What?
He said, if you got $1 billion, send it in. We'll be able to build
We'll
a dome.
build a dome,
yeah.
man.
But until then, and I was thinking about this. I think there may be, except for maybe Idaho or something like that, I think there's only one team that actually plays in a dome their regular season games, and I believe it's Syracuse.
Yes.
I think that's besides the Idaho Vandals or something like that. I think that's the only place that has an indoor arena.
Well, they said that it would be almost impossible for Texas to have a grass field because of the way the stadium is built. Like, there won't be enough sun to get in there and properly give energy to that grass.
Well,
because of the shade.
Well, not only that, if you think Texas practices inside the stadium and you get 6 home games, but once you start practicing there, well, now you get 7 home games.
You chew that grass up.
You tear the grass up.
And then the band is out there.
Yeah, everybody's using that field.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
And and again, why do we as fans care about grass or turf. Talk to the players and the coaches. Those are the ones that should be that we should be
come up
concerned
with a safer option of turf, and they did that.
Exactly.
They came up with that pellet and the synthetic grass system. They wet it, and it feels like real grass.
Yep.
And they've had significantly less injuries because of the technology of that grass. Now, there is cancer-causing foam that they use beneath, and Texas uses a different material. So you don't have to worry about the negativity of the field, which is a plus.
Right. And so they were asking him what was going to happen with the bubble. Well, they're going to keep the bubble in place for right now. No rush for that because Texas also does football camps. They do all kinds of things. So that way that can be used until everything else gets done. Also, they were asked about the scheduling, the future of the scheduling. And he's like, we want to be able to have Ohio State come to the University of Texas. We want to be able to have Michigan come to the University of Texas. I even think I heard last night, he said something about Notre Dame being put onto the schedule as well. So,
well, they need teams.
Well, you also got 9 games in the SEC, and that's why I think some of these people were trying to figure out how we're going to schedule.
Yeah, like games. What? Why would we do that?
Right. So there's just so much on that calendar that they are going to have to adjust. He was asked about the transfer portal, what that does to the program. He also talked about the upgrades to Macomb softball field. He talked about the volleyball arena that is being built for this team. He went through a bunch of upgrades that is happening, but he also wanted the money that folds and not the ones that jingle. So if you were trying to get in and do something, yeah, if you got the bread,
did they openly solicit?
100%, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah, people are also talking about, hey, we want to get on. We want to try to get these seats and that seats. And he said, we have 11,000 people that are on a waiting list, to try to get tickets. So if you're not going to use your tickets or you don't want to be a part of this,
hey, they can be sold in a heartbeat.
Going to be sold. He also talked about the aftermarket. And I know a lot of guys that companies that's how they make their living is the aftermarket, but they're weeding those people out. So if you have season tickets and there's people that were upset about, well, I couldn't get my tickets from my guy. And he was like, no, we're changing that. We're not letting you go through a broker. We prefer you coming through us. He did say there is a 7% increase on ticket prices, but they freeze after that. So they're going to freeze for 3 years before they change again. The ticket price for the Red River shootout, that's the tickets will go to $250 now. Those tickets, one ticket, $250 now. So you got to lock in if you go into that game.
You better get it now.
Yeah. So they're doing some things that are different, but the main thing is we do have a spring game, April the 18th. The upgrades around the facilities are taking place now, which is why you see those big old cranes over there, and you can't find parking because everything's blocked off. But that's because they're trying to fix all of that.
All that stuff is going to go away soon.
Well, yeah, like we said, we were driving around and you don't recognize certain things,
right?
And that's because it's not there. He did talk about softball, and the one thing that he mentioned was very, very true. If you've ever driven down Comal Street, it is a very, very narrow street for people to try to maneuver, especially when you have softball and you have baseball going on, plus you have everyone that lives in those apartments that were built behind there. You're trying to find parking, so it makes it a little bit difficult for everybody to maneuver. But it is what it is, and Texas seems to be in a great place. They continue to grow, and we have probably, if not the best athletic director leading the charge to make sure the upgrades are taking place. We're just getting started here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Bonus bucks. Once you win $1,000 in bonus bucks, you'll have more money to use on your fantasy leagues. Bonus bucks. The winning happens every weekday, right here on 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
An accident that blocked off the right lane on I-35 northbound at William Cannon recently got taken care of, but there is still some residual backup from Highway 45 at a 15-minute slowdown. Things are starting to slow down as well on 183 northbound from 130 over to Highway 71, and some light brake taps on 290 westbound from Old Kimbrough to 130. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TODAY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TODAY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TODAY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Every Olympic dream starts with the first glide. Through Learn to Skate USA, kids build confidence, strength, and joy on the ice. Learn to Skate USA offers programs for skaters of all ages and abilities. Find a program near you at learntosskateusa.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Bobby Bones. You think you know what's going to happen during the big game? Call it with DraftKings Predictions, a new app where you can predict outcomes on football's biggest game. Make real money predictions on the big game and put your money where your knowledge is. Pick a topic, make a prediction. Like, what will the total score be? Will the underdog cover? Which team will be lifting the trophy at the end? Then see if your big game smarts pay off. DraftKings Predictions is new and simple to use with big game trading. Available here in Texas.
Download now. New DraftKings Predictions customers get up to a $75 first rate bonus with promo code AM1300. Don't just feel it, predict it with DraftKings Predictions. The crown is yours. DraftKings Predictions is a CFTC registered introducing broker. Event contract trading involves substantial risk of loss. One per new customer. Opt-in required. Non-withdrawable predictions dollars expire in 1 year. Ends February 8th, 2026. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. See terms at dkng.co/predictions promo.
Searching online for a car? When you call that dealership, your first question should be, are there any extra costs to the price on your website? At Henna Chevrolet, our answer will always be no. Their answer, you don't want to know. Shop surprise fee free with Henna, where the price you see is the price you get. Absolutely no addendums ever. You deserve honesty, and that's what we run on. Together, let's drive at henna.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, Buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hardworking, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports AM 1300. World's strongest man, the Mark Henry. Of course, we got our holding it down. Coming up at 7:34, we have our main man Eric Henry of Horns 247 joining us to talk all things Texas basketball, baseball. I saw him right at softball. My man is grinding. Also at 8 o'clock, speaking of Texas baseball, we have the one and only head coach of Texas baseball, Jim Schlossnagle. He will be joining us every Thursday to talk about his team and preview all of the big games. But tonight we have a special game, big game on campus at the Moody. Coach Vic Schaefer brings his number 4 ranked Texas Longhorns to the home court to take on Kim Mulkey and the number 5 ranked LSU Tigers. And let's just say
no love lost.
It is a huge game with everyone that is involved in it because there's so much talent on the field on the court that will be on display. We talked about Rory Harmon yesterday with our guy Danny Davis. You got Madison Booker. You got Flaja Johnson over on that side. Williams dominated Texas in the last matchup, but there are some differences that will be taking place on the field, on the court.
Well, you were talking football just a second ago,
well, it's gonna
give yourself a break.
It's going to be a football battle because these teams are very physical and they understand what this game could mean moving forward.
And Texas didn't play exceptionally well, especially down the stretch.
Yep.
In the last game that they played, and Coach Vic called them out.
Yep.
So I expect this team to, answer the rallying cry, and play in the way that we're used to seeing Texas women's basketball.
Yeah, it's going to be important to see how they come out and deliver. The home crowd obviously plays a major part to the success of this program. Vic Schaefer fires everybody up, and speaking of being fired up, Vic Schaefer got fired up on a call during the game against Oklahoma, and he wanted to make sure that everybody understood. My bad.
Before moving on, disappointed in my reaction to a play in the game. Going back and looking at that, I know that sometimes I can react a little bit in a way that might not be construed as good. My only, and I'm accountable for that. But at the same time, that my investment level is 110% with these kids and this program and the University of Texas. And, I think I've got to do a better job understanding what that looks like sometimes, and just handle things probably a little differently. But my players will tell you I'm all in. I'm a passionate person, but I talk to my players all the time about playing with emotion, but not playing emotionally. And as the coach, I've got to do that as well.
Coach Vic, don't apologize, please. No, you need to play with emotion, and sometimes you got to be emotional.
Yep.
And I got criticized for crying when I speak passionately, like as a young man. Now as an older guy, they call it, oh man, he's experienced, he's wise, he's got passion for what he talks about. What's the difference when you're 20 years old than 50 years old? Nothing when it comes to emotion. Allow these women to be emotional. And if Coach Vic gets mad and he shows that he's upset, then there's nothing wrong with that.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, he didn't need to
apologize
to
who?
For what?
For what?
Well, I mean, if that's what he want to do, we're gonna let him do it. But
it's more about playing with emotion under control. You definitely play with emotion because it makes you play hard.
Well, you have to be under control. That's a given. But
wrong is wrong, and that was wrong. They missed the call.
They missed the call.
They missed the call.
And I guarantee you it was accumulation of missed calls because right before that, Kyla Oldacre, who gets fouled almost every time she touches the ball, it was, I think it was some of the residual effect from that too. Like he was just like, are y'all gonna give us calls at all? And it just bubbled out. It just overflowed.
Yeah, Coach Vic standing up, doing what he needed to do for his
I
teammates
appreciate it.
and for his team and how he goes about it. But the last time they played against this team, against LSU, the 4 and the 5 was having a little bit of trouble. And one of those players that can help this team is Aaliyah Crump. Aaliyah Crump didn't get a chance to play in the last meeting, so it was a little bit of mismatch. But now size-wise, Aaliyah is going to be able to come in and help out. And Coach Vic talked about the importance of having an Aaliyah Crump on the court.
Yeah, when I go back and look at film, it's not like they brought double teams or anything like that when we played them before. I thought they were one-on-one more physical than we were at 4 and 5. And we got caught behind a lot on defense with their fours. Their fours really hurt us a little bit. And then their 5 player was just really tough, and give those kids credit, man. They really brought it. And we've got to try to find a way to match that. But at the same time, Crump's really been impacting our team, and she impacts our team, y'all, in so many different ways. She's such a great kid. She's a great teammate. Her teammates love her. She has no ego. She's a really good player, and she's she just brings a lot to the table. So I'm hopeful that in our games that are coming up, we have so many great teams in front of us that she continues to be the impact that she's been, because the 3 games back that she's played, she's really played well, made a difference.
And she will continue to make a difference tonight, 8:00 tip at the Moody Center. Important matchup for this Texas basketball team. We talked to Danny Davis yesterday from the Statesman, and he mentioned the importance of this game as far as seedings and being able to be a host site for so many during that time. So it'll be an interesting game tonight with the physicality and both teams understanding 4 and 5 as that ranking coming into it. Yeah, it's an important matchup.
Very uncharacteristic of Texas in the last 2 minutes to not make good decisions. And I guarantee you, Rory Harmon is going to take that personal. And these last 2 minutes of the game will have her fingerprints on it.
I believe Roy's going to take it personal too, because it wasn't one of her better games
of
the year.
She did not play well.
And you start to look at how the game kind of played out and what was happening during that time. You didn't have one of your best players out there doing what she normally does, and that's leading this team. Texas only lost the game by 5.
Right.
Texas only lost the game.
And it was closer
5.
than that.
Yeah, and it could have been a lot closer. I mean, LSU at one point during the last game, they were up 13 in the 4th quarter, and then Texas made a run to get the game close. Last time they played, Madison Booker was the person. She had 24 points. Jordan Lee shot the ball well from 3. She got a lot of free throws, and Kyla Oldacre was holding it down. But Rory, that was the game where Rory was 1 of 7. Looked out of sorts. She shot an air ball, as a matter of fact, on one
turnovers too,
mid-range, and something that wasn't characteristically who she is as a basketball player. So Michaela Williams was the one who had the hot hand. She had 20 points in that game. She was clutch during that time, and she's a bigger body physical guard. So we'll have to see what she's going to be able to do and how they're going to combat her as we move forward. I believe Jordan Lee will probably be the one on her early because of the physicality of how big she is. But you never know. It may be Rory Harmon guarding her and trying to contain her, as we've seen Rory do so many times over the last couple weeks and through the last season. So it'll be fun to watch and see what ends up happening.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think that Rory will be the key factor in the game. Anytime that you make mistakes, you want to have a certain level of repentance. And I think that it's going to be hard for her to sleep before this game tonight.
Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. It's going to be a fun matchup, must-see TV. We'll give you all the action and all the info, but you can always hear it all right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone with the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way. Coming up next, we'll hear from our guy Eric Henry of Horns 247, get his thoughts on the town hall, Texas baseball, and my man was covering softball. I dig it. Right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
The slowdowns this morning on 183 southbound are due in part to a crash at Cypress Creek Road. If you're heading this direction, it has you backed up from 1431. Looking at I-35 northbound, you're also stop and go going from 45 over to William Cannon Drive. This is going to cause about a 15 to 20-minute add to your Thursday morning commute. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
New year, new opportunities. Start 2026 by taking control of your financial future with Texitcoin, the cryptocurrency born in Texas for Texas. Fast, secure, and decentralized, Texitcoin is your chance to buy into freedom and innovation. Don't just make the resolution, make moves toward independence, growth, and real financial power. Visit Texitcoin.com today and join the Texas revolution in finance. Make this the year you lead, not follow. Texitcoin, where Texas meets tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Shop best of season produce at Whole Foods Market. Get Sumo Citrus for $3.49 per pound with Prime through February 10th. Brighten your winter with sweet, juicy citrus, perfect for snacking or salads. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like BetOnline. For years, BetOnline has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, BetOnline delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. BetOnline defines it. BetOnline, the game starts here.
It's a sale. Right now, every service needed for your vehicle is on sale at any of the 3 Lee Johnson Ford locations, Austin, Manor, and Buda. And we're wide open. Tires, brakes, oil changes for only $39.99 with synthetic blend oil, tire rotations, and alignments. You name it. Any of the 3 Central Texas locations have it on sale. Can't come see us? We'll come see you with our mobile van on most services, or we'll come pick it up and bring it back. Go to LeafJohnson.com and pick your location and time. You'll love it at Leaf, Austin, Buda, and Manor.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's Veozah.com. Paid for by Stellus Pharma.
The Spurs never trailed, beat the Thunder 116-106 at home. Keldon Johnson led San Antonio with 25. Tigers signed former Astros left-hander Framber Valdez to a 3-year deal worth $115 million. Seahawks safety Nick Eamon-Wari injured his ankle in Wednesday's practice, was limited ahead of Super Bowl 60 against the Patriots Sunday at Levi's Stadium. I'm Ronza Moss.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Allstate.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Starting tomorrow, iHeartRadio will be live from Italy with NBC's coverage of the Milan Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics. 24 hours a day, listen to live coverage of skiing, snowboarding, hockey, figure skating, and all your favorite winter sports. Plus Team USA exclusive coverage from Northern Italy. Bring the Winter Games with you from your phone to your car, on your Alexa, wherever you listen. Open the free iHeart app, search Olympics, and listen. iHeartRadio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics.
Longhorns football plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
So that means we got to get a chance to talk to our guy, Eric Henry of Horns 247. You can follow him at Eric C. Henry. And, I wanted to talk to you about this because you are a guy that is always on the ground. As I talk about it all the time, you drove up to Oklahoma to follow the basketball team. They even gave you a shout out at our presser right after that. And then you got yourself into baseball. You also have yourself into softball now. I mean, what can't you do, my man?
Good morning. Appreciate y'all having me on as always, man. Listen, I know Mark can attest to this. Hardge, I know you can attest to this. When you do what you love, it's never work, right? And that's truly what it is here, covering sports. I've got an opportunity.
Until payday.
Until payday. But hey, Mark, luckily,
yeah.
right now, they're compensating me well. I could always be compensated more. But Hardge, real quick, man, I have a great opportunity to cover one of the nation's, if not the nation's largest, biggest college brand in Texas athletics. And that's always cool every time I get a chance to do that. So
speaking of that, talking about how large it is, last night, Chris Del Conte had his town hall, State of the Union, so to speak, and kind of gave us the groundwork of where Texas athletics is right now with the renovations, the moves that are happening. It was even asked if they were going to put a dome on the stand. We're like, what? What are we doing? What are we doing? But when you start to look at where Texas athletics is at this particular point, you got to say it's moving in the right direction, especially with the way that college athletics is moving today.
Yeah, fellas, this is one of the things about, I know there was, a little bit of angst. I'll give a shout out to a good dude, David Eckert of the Austin American Statesman, who wrote an article a few weeks ago talking about, Texas basically not being in a surplus in terms of the finances, right? And he, did the work of subpoenaing those records, FOIAing those records and saw that. People have to understand college athletics, you're not in the business of making money, you're in the business of generating revenue. So you can build things like those sport performance facilities, those practice facilities, upgrades to the stadium, et cetera, right? I'm saying all that to say, I don't think you can come up with, maybe 10 programs, 10 athletic departments in sports that are on the same playing field, the same level as Texas as far as generating revenue, whether it is doing things like Human, I remember all the uproar about the Human logo and how that was going to be bad. And then you barely notice it, right? It's another stream of revenue. All the ways that Texas athletics and Chris Del Conte are able to generate revenue. So to your question, to your point, Hardge, I don't think you can come with very many other schools in the nation that are in better position to help, put forth the type of revenue, generate the type of revenue needed to compete in college athletics moving forward.
That all this revenue that's generated has to cover all the other sports too. And the biggest moneymaker is football.
Correct.
And with all of this money that's being accumulated, why is there such a big disdain against Texas getting the lion's share of the money, being that they're bringing in the lion's share of the money?
Well, Texas getting the lion's share of the money in what sense? From the SEC, Mark, you're referring to, or
from the donors and the money that's raised, like you were just saying, the money that's
sure, yeah, no, I mean, listen, there in today's Mark, you have programs like Florida State, Stanford, Northwestern, tinkering with the idea of getting into private equity, right? Do you want to know why they're doing that? Because they don't have it like Texas has it, that they have the donors who can put forth the money to fund all of these things, right? So if there's any, angst or any, people who are upset the fact that Texas is getting the type of revenue, the type of funding they're either living in an era of college athletics that's long gone, or they don't want to acknowledge the new era of college athletics, right? Because there's a reason why all these other programs that can't do that are tinkering around with, maybe we sell, or I shouldn't say sell, but we get involved in private equity and we try to generate a little bit of funding this way and that way. Texas doesn't have to do that. That's just the name of the game.
We're talking to Eric Henry of Horns 247. Make sure you follow him on social media at Eric C. Henry _ and check out all of his latest work at Horns 247. Texas basketball, they went on the road and had a big win, and then they come back and get another win, another slow start by this team, but they find a way to get it done. We've talked about Dalen Swain and how he's playing at a first-team All-SEC clip right now. But Coach talked about Matas and finally was like, hey, man, enough is enough. We've got to find a way to keep this guy from fouling in certain situations. You've been following this team very closely. What are your thoughts on what he said about the fouling and, of course, bringing it back to Matas?
Yeah, super quick, Hardge, not just Matas, but Jordan Pope. He also said he needs to get more out of Jordan Pope as well. But I'm going to come back to the slow start really quick, right? I know we've tried to say, all right, they've had a slow start, but then they won. We're in February now.
Yep.
Mark, Hardge, one slow start in the SEC tournament in March Madness, and there is no tomorrow, right? So they've got to get that fixed. But to your point about Matas, and I'll touch on Jordan Pope as well. This is kind of the point in the season that Matas Vokatitis is a 7-footer who played at Florida Atlantic last year. No disrespect to FAU, but they played in the American, which is a different league than the SEC by leaps and bounds, right? This is the point in the season in which you kind of would expect, especially a guy who's a sophomore, right, to kind of hit that wall. And I do think he's hitting that wall a little bit, not necessarily in terms of his play, but as you noted, Hardge, the fundamentals, doing the things like going straight up vertical and not bringing your arms down and fouling, making sure you're doing those things consistently because you're playing against a higher level of talent who they will initiate those fouls, right? Maybe if you're playing in the American, those guys don't know how to initiate and draw those fouls. So Vokatitis' ability to kind of get out of that, right, especially entering postseason play, is going to be huge because he is the big post presence for Texas. And the same thing with Jordan Pope, where Sean Miller said, hey, I need more from him, right? And Sean owned it as a former college point guard, right? Can relate, said, I have to find a way to tap into him. But I thought it was interesting because I posed it back to Sean. I said, hey, maybe you have a guy like Jordan Pope who's playing out of position, an undersized, 2-guard playing point guard. And Sean said, Eric, just so you know, Jordan Pope came to me and said he's a point guard. So he's got to be the one to own that. So that'll be interesting to watch down the stretch as well. But at least they're getting better minutes from Simeon Wilcher as the backup point guard. So that's been good.
Yeah, that's something that he's been talking about multiple times about what he needed from Wilcher. I'm glad that he is finding his stroke and being able to contribute because that's what he was brought here for. Before we let you go, I saw you wrote an article about Texas softball. Texas softball, the #1 team in the land. They get the party started tomorrow night as they take on the #9 ranked Nebraska Huskers. And it's interesting because There's no rest for the weary. It's right back in it and going right after the top. But the softball world has kind of changed just like every other athletic world. There's been transfers, there's been moves, but Texas seems to be in the best place with Tegan Cavan and Reese Atwood.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth right there. I think despite the fact that you have transfers and it's so wild, right? The transfer portal and NIL across all sports. It's not just football, right? But right. I can't think of a player in the nation I'd rather start with than Tegan Cavan, right? So you have Tegan Cavan, you have Reese Atwood coming back, Caden Henry, and the thing about it for me, and also Katie Stewart as well, the thing about it for me is the universal recognition, Hardge, of Texas landing 4 players on the All-SEC team, being picked to win the SEC, opening as the #1 team in the nation. That speaks to the type of program that Mike White has built. So I think expectations are certainly high on the 40, but with good reason. But again, the SEC, just like baseball, the SEC is a really strong softball league. So there are going to be some teams gunning for you as well. But I think the Horns are in good position.
I do too, man. I do too.
I was worried about, the loss at third base, but Coach White came on with us this week, and he said, "Hey, we have some talent."
Yeah.
So like they're restocked and loaded.
That's what happens when you come to the University of Texas. There's no rebuild. It's reload and get back after it. As always, E-Man, we thank you for taking the time. I know, slow down just a little bit, but I'm sure you'll be locked into the LSU Texas game tonight here at the Moody Center. And then, of course, we got Texas basketball this weekend. Chris Beard coming back to the Moody Center. Should be fun. Thanks, E.
Appreciate it, fellas.
There he is, Eric Henry of Horns 247, joining us like he always does on Thursdays. Coming up next, NBA trades. 2 names that got traded, and I didn't even know that they were still playing. And neither did Big Perk. He didn't either. Right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Coach Sark here. Stay connected to the Longhorns on the free iHeartRadio app.
Breaks a tackle, 30, turns down the sidelines. Say goodnight to this one. Touchdown, Texas.
Just search 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The slowdowns this morning on 183 southbound are due in part to a crash at Cypress Creek Road. If you're heading this direction, it has you backed up from 1431. Looking at I-35 northbound, you're also stop and go going from 45 over to William Cannon Drive. This is going to cause about a 15 to 20-minute add to your Thursday morning commute. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Get a quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Hosting game day but fumbling the shopping list? Good news. Specs has the perfect play. Ice cold beer in the backfield. Bold bourbon out wide, and savory snacks going deep. No need for a Hail Mary. Specs has you covered with a legendary selection and prices so low, your wallet will do the end zone dance. So before kickoff, be the MVP. At Specs, the fun starts here.
This is Jim. Hello. Jim started advertising with iHeartRadio way back in April. And now,
I have customers out the door.
And this is Sarah.
Hi.
She started putting a portion of her marketing dollars in podcasting back in June.
Business is booming. That's why I'm working on a Saturday.
Want to be like Jim and Sarah? It's easy. All you have to do is own or manage a business and reach out to iHeart. Get started today at 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Think Verizon is expensive? Think again.
Anyone can bring their AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today, and we'll give you a better deal. So bring us your bill. Walk in, run in, pogo stick in, teleport if you can. Ride on the back of a rollerblading yak or fly in on the wings of a majestic falcon. Any way you can, bring your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today, and we'll give you a better deal on the best network. Based on RootMetrics Best Overall Mobile Network Performance, U.S. Second Half 2025. All rights reserved. Must provide a very recent postpaid consumer mobile bill in the name of the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Savannah Guthrie is pleading for the safe return of her mother. The Today anchor posted a video statement Wednesday night where she asked for those holding her mother, Nancy, to provide proof she's still alive.
We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk.
Guthrie said her mother doesn't have the medication she needs to survive. The 84-year-old was reported missing Sunday afternoon when she did not show up at church. And Amazon is no longer screening Melania at a Portland theater. Mark Mayfield explains.
This comes after the Lake Theater and Cafe displayed 2 separate messages on their marquee to promote the film. The messages said, "Does Melania wear Prada? Find out Friday." And "To defeat your enemy, you must know them. Melania." Manager Jordan Perry said the theater received a call from Amazon asking to pull the film, saying the studio did not appreciate my take on marketing their film to our own public. Perry also said the decision to show Melania in the theater was done as a humorous choice during a slow movie week. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Barry Manilow is postponing his Las Vegas residency following his treatment for stage 1 lung cancer. The Copacabana singer posted on social media that he needs to postpone his February 12th through 21st Vegas residency dates on the advice of his doctors. That's entertainment. I'm Jacqueline Carl.
Texas football plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
From our guy Eric Henry of Horns 247. Make sure you follow him at Eric C. Henry _, and of course get all his information at Horns 247. Also, don't forget 8 a.m. we'll have Texas baseball coach Jim Schlossnagle joining us to talk all things Texas baseball. And there's some upgrades that are coming to Texas baseball in the near future. But yesterday and today, obviously, the NBA trade deadline cuts off at 2 p.m. Central Time today. But there has been trades once again. We had Anthony Davis get traded once again. And you thought when the trade happened with Luka Doncic, you thought that was crazy. Well, they ended up trading Anthony Davis and 4 other players to the Washington Wizards in an 8-player trade with Dallas. The 10-time All-Star now will be in a Washington Wizards uniform, which is kind of crazy because that's where Trae Young has gone. Dallas will receive Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malik Branham, Marvin Bagley III, 2 future first-round picks, and 3 future second-round picks. Washington receives Anthony Street Clothes Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum. That was one of the bigger trades of the day. Chris Paul was traded as well. Thought he was doing some commentating.
Wait, what?
Traded. Yeah.
He was still playing?
He was still out there, and they were talking about it. But then the Raptors will not require Chris Paul to report to the team and could still discuss trades involving him over the next day or so. Toronto is now out of the tax, so they're covered. Brooklyn picks up a couple players, and the Clippers do as well. Something crazy is going on. James Harden was traded to the Cavaliers, and then the Cavaliers decided it was time to get rid of Lonzo Ball and 2 second-round picks to guess where? The Utah Jazz. We will see what ends up happening there. The Jazz is making moves. But in other news, the Warriors make a trade. They finally trade Jonathan Kuminga to the Hawks and Buddy Hield to the Hawks for guess what, folks? Kristaps Porzingis. I didn't know he was still playing. And neither did Perk. Neither did Big Perk.
I forgot he still play basketball.
Come on, man. Come on.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I haven't heard his name till tonight. It does absolutely nothing for me. I mean, when you talk about what we've been discussing over the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about pairing Steph with Giannis. Now all of a sudden it's just Kristaps Porzingis. That don't move the needle for me, and it damn sure don't move the needle for the Warriors and Steph Curry.
I agree with that 100%.
Man, we had Perk on Kim Folk like last season. It's time to get Perk back on again because he has great analysis of what he sees in the league and the moves that's being made. And for him not to know that Kristaps Porzingis was not on the roster is troubling to me. And why would Golden State make a move like that?
Yeah, I don't understand. It wasn't a good move. It makes them older. Let's just say that they're an older.
And he was hurt all the time anyway.
Right. He's younger, but you didn't get better, I don't feel, as an organization. And then, as he said, you didn't do anything to help Steph Curry, who is getting long in the tooth. If I thought they were going to trade Draymond, I didn't think they should have traded Jonathan Kuminga, but he obviously wasn't happy there. There were some things, I guess, that were rubbing each other wrong in those particular moments. But the NBA continues to move the needle during Super Bowl week. But the understanding is this: will Giannis be moved today? I say
they have
no.
till 2:00.
I say no. I say Giannis is not going anywhere. He won't be going anywhere. He made a statement yesterday that he wants to finish his career in Milwaukee, which normally means you're getting traded at some point or you're going to go elsewhere. You just wanted it to be out there that you did not want to go anywhere.
So you don't get heat.
Exactly. Well, you're going to get some heat. You're going to get some heat. So we'll see what ends up happening. Do you see any other moves that are on the horizon for certain teams?
Somebody made a comment about the Lakers, but I don't think they're going to make any moves. There's too much money involved and too many pieces would have to be moved, just like the Anthony Davis trade. So I don't think that'll happen. You know, LeBron, he'll be unrestricted after the season's over. He'll be able to go back to Cleveland if he wants to. And Cleveland made like really dramatic moves as well.
Yeah.
So like if LeBron was to go to Cleveland next year on a mercenary deal where he's getting, $10 million or something or less, like Cleveland would be a championship team.
Going back to what Dallas was able to do with the trading of Anthony Davis, somebody that they just recently traded. I think he's played only 29 games as a Dallas Maverick. Now he's sitting at getting ready to go to Washington. He's still on, not playing. But what does this do for the Dallas Mavericks franchise? You can't blame this on Nico. You can't blame it on the poor relationship or anything like that. What does this do for Cooper Flagg moving forward?
Dallas realizes what I said on Monday. This is a very heavy draft of unbelievable talent, and you need to put one of these top 5 guys in the NBA with Cooper Flagg and have a youth mission going forward.
We'll see how it turns out.
They'll trade up.
We'll see what ends up happening as the draft and the trade deadline, 2:00 ends today. Coming up next, we'll talk to our guy, Coach Jim Schlossnagle of Texas Baseball, as he previews the next weekend. We got baseball right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. Texas basketball runs deep, and so does that Texas pride. When you're cheering on the burnt orange, raise a Bud Light. Clean taste, smooth finish, and a fan favorite for a reason. Because Bud Light is always going to be there, beaming with pride. And also, Bud Light is the official domestic beer of Texas basketball. Bud Light is easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like Bet Online. For years, Bet Online has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, Bet Online delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. Bet Online defines it. Bet Online, the game starts here.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Friday, kick off the Winter Olympics in style with the opening ceremony from Italy.
Team USA are ready to roll.
Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on NBC and Peacock.
You want the vibe of a drink, that warm, smooth little kick, but you also want to wake up tomorrow as a functioning adult. That's where RK comes in. ARKAY, Zero Proof. It's the world's first zero proof spirits brand. They've created the warm molecule. So it's a patented way to give you that familiar warmth and dopamine-driven feel-good moment you expect from a drink without a single drop of alcohol. For 14 years, they perfected more than 28 alcohol-free spirits, all 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 regrets. No hangovers, no bad decisions. It's the perfect time to enjoy the same flavors and traditions while staying true to what matters most, feeling good and living a full life. Whether you're hosting, toasting, or cheering on your favorite team, RK Zero Proof lets you celebrate without compromise. Join the revolution at rkzeroproof.com. rkzeroproof.com.
iHeartRadio and NBC Sports bring you Two Guys, Five Rings.
Two Guys, Five Rings.
Wow.
We're your hosts.
I'm
Matt Rogers. I'm Bowen Yang.
One essential podcast for the 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy.
Milan Cortina. They're actually making the huge mistake of sending us there.
The most expansive Winter Olympics ever.
Follow Two Guys, Five Rings and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Listen to the Two Guys, Five Rings podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Introducing True Earnings Checking from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Earnings that are almost too good to be true. Earn 5% APY on balances up to $15,000. It's simple. Just deposit at least $1,500 in new money and make 15 debit card transactions each month. No minimum balance, no monthly fees, even if you miss the requirements. Open your account online or at any of our 24 Austin area locations. Visit atfcu.org to learn more. Rates subject to change without notice. Federally insured by NCUA.
Sports lives on the iHeartRadio app, the home of the Super Bowl 60 tailgate concert presented by NetApp. Big game coverage, the Winter Olympics from Milan, NBC's official audio partner, Fox Sports Radio, ESPN, and sports betting. Search sports on the free iHeartRadio app and listen now.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, Kickoff. Good morning, Kickoff.
It's the Morning Kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. When you hear that music, that means that we have a coach. And not only do we have a coach, we got a coach that is the head baseball coach of the Texas Longhorn baseball team. He is our guy. Coach Schlossnagle. And, Coach, let's get right into it because baseball season is a week and a day away from starting. How excited do you get when it's this time of year?
Yeah, super excited. Yeah, super fired up. It's been a long time since we last were out in the field playing a competitive game. Fall practice is great. Spring practice is awesome, but you never really get to find out about your team till you play. So excited to hopefully have some good weather and fill up Dish Falk and get the season started.
Speaking of filling up Dish Falk, last weekend, it was a little chilly out there, but you got a chance to welcome the alumni and have some of your newer players get a chance to go out there and perform. I thought the pitching staff looked great. I know there's always some tweaking that needs to be done after each game, but what did you take away from your pitching staff that you got a chance to see on Saturday?
Yeah, it was that was a really good day. You were there. It was a chilly day. That wind and Dish Falk can really get you. But I want to thank the fans first of all. I thought the crowd was awesome. They kind of chased the sun down each line. So if you were watching the center field camera view, you might not have seen too many people. But if you saw the whole place, especially when the game started, I thought, given the weather, what a great showing. Regarding our pitching, Sam Cozart, I thought, did a great job of throwing strikes and handling his emotions in that. I thought that Brett Crossan did a great job. Jason Flores hadn't thrown in a competitive game in about 10 days. He had just a little minor setback where we had to slow him down a little bit. And he went out there and did a nice job. McKernan, Brody Walls, all those young guys did a great job. So that's really good experience for them. That game's super important to us because it's the closest thing we get to a spring training game before the season starts. So all in all, good day.
Coach Sloss, there's always one guy that you go, you know what, I wasn't expecting. I knew he was going to be good, but I did not see this coming. Who's our not see this coming guy?
That's a great question. On the pitching staff, I never saw Crossland pitch maybe an inning in the area code games. We had a scout at practice yesterday, and not just an area scout, but a guy who's way up in his organization. And he said, yeah, if we would have seen Crossland like this, you'd have never got him. And Crossland had a pretty high price tag, which he should have. But for that particular game, I've seen Brett do it. But overall, since the recruiting process, we kind of knew what Cozart was going to be. I've known Jack McKernan since he's about 8th grade. I knew Brody Walls was kind of an athletic strike thrower, but Crossland, his combination of stuff and just enough strikes. He still has some improvement in that area, but most young pitchers do. He's going to be special.
Wow. We're talking to Texas baseball coach Jim Schlossnagle. Texas baseball kicks off the season next Friday, February the 13th against UC Davis. Make sure you get out to the ballpark and open up the season. Coach, somebody that impressed me that we figured he was going to be good, but now he is really starting to understand who he is and working with Max Weiner is Thomas Burns. Burns came out and looked like the guy that can either be one of your starters or be your closer. He just looked like he was in control. He's worked hard this offseason, hadn't he?
Yeah. Thomas is a special competitor. At my previous stop, we faced Thomas as a starting pitcher, actually up in Arlington when he was at Arizona State. And then last year, he really came on the back half of the season, had the really great weekend against Oklahoma to solidify the SEC regular season championship in that last game. But he's gone next level with his routine, with his mentality, with his leadership, and with his pitching. And so I don't think you'll see him as a starting pitcher, more likely back end reliever, a guy that can take the ball and isn't afraid in those situations and can finish some games. But he's also big and strong enough to where if we had to use him, to get five outs, 6 outs, 2 innings, would prefer if we do it early in the year, then that would probably burn him for a weekend. But Once we get into the heart of the season, hopefully we can keep him strong and healthy. He's a guy that could get multiple appearances in the course of a week.
Coach Hardge and I, we're both big fans of sports, not just one individual sport, but baseball is one of those that requires a lot of focus. And do you have a guy that's mentoring the other guys along, some of your upper class guys that are mentoring the younger guys? I always like to shout those guys out.
Yeah, I mean, we have I got away from necessarily captains years and years ago because I never really knew how to pick them. If you let the players do it, it can be a popularity contest. If you let the coaches like to think they know their teams, but unless you're with the players all the time, you only know them for the most part at the field and through conversations. So Kenny kind of came up with a leadership council, that a lot of programs use in different sports. So ours includes Luke Harrison, Max Grubbs, Thomas Burns, Ethan Mendoza, Carson Tinney. I think those are the 5 guys. And so, those guys for the most part have done a really nice job. Casey Borba is in that group of guys that people will go to and just say, hey man, what's it like? What's it like to play a packed dish Falk, or what's it like to get through a grind of an elite Division I baseball season? So if that's what you're talking about, I think, those guys are the ones that I call it, again, coach fed, player led, right? I'm going to give those guys the opportunity to lead, and then they have to take it and run with it. And you hope that the players go to their, older players or the experienced players versus always having to go to the coach. So peer leadership to me is always better than kind of a top-down leadership. We prefer to have servant leadership from the bottom up.
So yesterday, your good friend and athletic director, AD Chris Del Conte, had his State of the Union town hall last night. And during that time, he showed the renovations that are coming to the baseball field, the players' lounge, the meeting areas, the things that are important to making it more of a family atmosphere. Can you touch on a little bit of what's going on with the renovations with the baseball team?
Yeah, basically, if you remember 2000, I think it was 18 with Coach Pierce, they built the Dan Brown Player Development Center, which is basically a big square building that was attached to the side of Dish Falk, and it's amazing. Our cages, the pitching lab, you've been in there, Mike, the weight room, our offices, analytics room, alumni locker room, all that stuff is awesome. It's everything else, I believe, that Coach Garrido built in maybe 2005-ish.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's about 20 years old. And when you kind of go from the bright lights of the development area into the older area, you can tell it's a little dated. And in today's college athletics, recovery, nutrition, hangout space basically is super important. The players are at the field all the time. And so we just need to get caught up. I mean, what we currently have isn't bad. It's just not recent. And so we, from a recruiting standpoint, player development, just the ease of our operation in the equipment room, a lot of things that people will never see or notice. We're a little bit behind. A lot of times when it rains really hard at Dish Falk, the water kind of comes through that area. It's just older and just needs addressed. And Chris has been great about that. So we'll start that process. We've been in some quiet fundraising a little bit. I think we got to get some board approval coming up if it hasn't been done already. Well, obviously he showed those pictures, so maybe it's been approved.
Right.
I feel like between us and softball, we'll be able to raise that money quickly and then get that construction going here in the next year.
That's awesome. I mean, it just being around it and looking at it, and you talked about that weight room and what they've been able to achieve and being able to go in there and hit anytime they want, throw. It's important for the players to be around the ballpark as much as they can, but they also want to make sure it feels like home to them also. I do want to ask you this because Coach Couch has done an unbelievable job with the bodies on this team. And, we always give out their information and things about them, but when you get a chance to see the athletes and how they look and how they've transformed their bodies. That's something that's big that you guys focus on during the offseason and then maintain it during the season.
Yeah, Coach Couch, I mean, there's no one that's more important, number one, to the culture of your program than your strength coach, because he has to have the same standards. He has to hold the kids accountable the way the coaches would. Otherwise, it can't be one way in practice and a different way in the weight room. So
Yep.
Matt does a really good job of that, and he's super knowledgeable. He was a baseball player at the University of San Diego, so he's preparing the guys to be athletic in baseball, and that's what we want. We want really strong, athletic, fast movers, and he does a really good job with that, and not just in our off season where we're going like 4 times a week, but in season. As it's been well stated, I'm a big believer in the weight room. I believe you can lift all the way through a baseball season. Your body will adjust to whatever you do, and so we'll continue to do that. And as we continue to recruit at a really high level, certainly those bodies are going to look better and better. At least that's the plan.
Yeah.
Coach, I was going to say share that information with the rest of the world, but maybe don't share it. keep that to yourself.
Yeah. You look across the SEC.
Yeah.
Most of the programs, you look at Arkansas over the last couple of years, teams we had at A&M and LSU and all the Mississippi States. I mean, it's not a small guy's game. You can be short, but you can't be weak. You have to be physical.
Yeah, and I had a conversation. You were talking about one of the higher ups. I had one yesterday about this baseball team as well, and I've said I forget how the baseball game has changed so much with the bodies and the builds and the way that these guys are taking care of themselves, especially being around all those pro guys and then walking over to the other dugout and looking at your guys. And I'm like,
yeah, you got some football player looking dudes.
This is what it's supposed to look like. So great work. And we'll get to see it all on display next Friday night as the Texas baseball season kicks off. We'll have you right before that next Thursday, and we're looking forward to it. Thanks for taking the time as always.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. You guys have a great weekend. Take care. Hook 'em.
You too. There he is, Texas baseball coach Jim Slosnagle. Yeah, they built different over there, dog.
They look like a football team.
They are built different over there. Coming up next, we're going to continue the conversation. Super Bowl week is here. We're getting closer and closer. We'll hear from a former Texas Longhorn, and we got to hear a little bit more about what the experience is for Drake May. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
Texas baseball is back. Catch every big hit.
This one out to deep left center. You can say goodnight to it.
Every strikeout.
Strike three call. Got him looking.
Every big play.
Dives. He made the catch. He made the catch.
Of Longhorns baseball all season long on 1300 The Zone and streaming free on the iHeart Radio app.
Now here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. That's dollar. Enter it now.
AM 1300 The Zone.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
There's an accident being reported on the northbound side of I-35 around Grand Avenue Parkway. It's causing a 5-minute backup from Howard Lane. There's also a crash on 183 southbound at Duval, causing a 20-minute backup from Anderson Mill Road, as well as a new accident on FM 973 at Highway 290, causing some minor brake taps. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
This ain't pop. This ain't pretty. This is Southern hospitality. The Black Crows, Whiskey Myers, blues-soaked guitars, outlaw swagger. Rock and roll the way it was meant to be Loud, raw, and real. The Southern Hospitality Tour. The Black Crows. Whiskey Myers. May 17th, Moody Center. Tickets on sale Friday, February 6th at 10 a.m. at livenation.com.
The biggest night in football is almost here. On Kalshi, you can now legally trade game day props. Will either team score a touchdown in the first 5 minutes? Yes is trading at 27%, meaning a $100 trade pays out $371 if it hits. And Kalshi isn't betting. It's a live market where you could trade against other people, buying in and out as prices move. Download the Kalshi app. Use the code PODCAST to get $20 when you trade 100. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I am dedicated. I am TNT.
With Team in Training, you will reach your best physical self so blood cancer patients can reach theirs. Change your life by joining a marathon, half marathon, triathlon, or a cycle event, and you'll change the lives of blood cancer patients.
I am committed. I am TNT.
After 600,000 participants and almost $1 billion raised for treatments, TNT has helped the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society make a significant impact in the advancement of blood cancer therapies that save lives every day.
I am making a difference. I am TNT.
Join TNT. Expand your circle of friends to be part of a very special community. Train with world-class trainers and have the chance to be part of the most exciting endurance sports events in the country. Or train on your own schedule with TNT Flex. Join TNT and fundraise while you train and take part in getting us all closer to a world without blood cancers.
Join TNT now. Go to teamintraining.org.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300. You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TODAY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TODAY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TODAY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show. Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Jim Schlossnagle, as he always breaks it all down.
Yeah.
Good stuff, my coach Schloss. Baseball season is 1 week away, a week and a day away from being able to start the baseball season.
It sounds like an album, a week and a day away.
There it is. That's the title of one of my favorite songs.
Oh.
Yeah.
One hit
wonder. One hit wonder. Super Bowl is upon us, and a lot of people are either really excited about it, if you're a Patriots fan, if you're a Seahawk fan, and then there's some that are just like, I'm watching it for see if my squares hit. That's all everybody want to talk about. Let my squares hit, dog. I'm a different person.
That can be considered like hardcore gambling? Because I've been doing squares since I was in middle school.
How many times have you won?
We call that trading
Once
now.
In my life, I won. All these years, only one time I won, and it was so sweet.
Yeah, that's the thrill, right? That's it. That's like playing golf. You like, man, I hate this game. Then you make 2 good shots and a putt. You like, man, I'm back. I'm back. I'm locked in. So things like that happen. But this week, the New England Patriots are going back to the Super Bowl once again. And Josh McDaniel, who has been there more than half the players, including Vrabel, Josh McDaniel has been a part of a lot of Super Bowls. And he was asked about Drake May and what makes him so special.
So many people have talked about Drake May's maturation in year 2, and one of the things that stands out is his presence in the huddle. But what are some of the other little intangibles that, given your time in the league as an OC, that have stood out to you?
I think he's a great learner. And for any young player, when you have an opportunity to make a mistake and get better from it, the key is how quickly can you learn how to not repeat the same error. And Drake, since we got together and since we started practicing in OTAs, he either makes a good play or he gets better from a mistake, and then he rarely repeats the same thing. So it's a great quality to have as a young player. We didn't give that to him. We were just fortunate to have it, and he's continued to do it the entire season.
9 years of experience on this stage. How big is your playbook as it relates, and how do you try not to make that menu sheet so large? How do you go through the plays and say, these are the ones I'm going to go with, and how many do you script?
Yeah, you only have 65, 70 plays left in your season. So to put in 150 and waste a lot of time and energy with the players talking about things that you're never going to get to doesn't really make a lot of sense. So our process is identical to what it's been during the regular season. We're not going to carry any more or less than we have. We'll be ready for every situation, and hopefully we whittle it down to the best 65 or 70 that we have left.
We love the bootleg drive and the way that Drake was able to sell it. I know you've been asked that a lot, but do you have anything that you've saved for this game on Sunday that we can look forward to, should the moment allow?
You always have a few things. I think that's part of this game, and part of the fun of offensive football is you try to have some things that maybe give yourself a spark if you need one. But we'll see if that time comes during the course of the game, and if it does, hopefully we pick the right one.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Always staying locked in, preparing for his squad, and making sure that they don't do too much to kind of change the way they've gone about it. He said, we got 65 plays left in the season. Why are we going to waste all this time on certain things? I had a conversation yesterday with Nathan Vasher, former Texas Longhorn and NFL star. I asked him about the play calls, about how the relay is about being able to call a play. And I remember this. Sometimes you can simplify the game by the practice. You know, they're always talking about why banana and all this stuff that Gruden wants to call out. When you're practicing it, you just come out and you say, this is the play. This is where you line up. This is where you line up. This is where you line up. This is how you block. And it doesn't have to be as long and drawn out as some of these plays are. So you simplify everything by practice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Don't waste time is always a big thing in any team sport. Like, you don't want to waste time on stuff. That's why they always have the we're gonna implement a running quarterback, just so defenses have to spend more time allocating to trying to stop what a running quarterback can add. But I thought that Josh McDaniels gave Drake May one of the biggest compliments that you can give any athlete, that he is coachable, that I don't have to explain stuff to him twice, which also saves time. And when you make a mistake, you don't make the same mistake twice. What a great compliment that he gave him.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see from your starting quarterback. That's why he is the franchise quarterback. That's why.
What is he going to be like in 4 years?
Exactly. The game is going to completely slow down for them. And you know as well as I do, once you start moving around and you recognize the speed of the game and the game kind of just becomes a game to you, it changes your life. It changes your trajectory. And you have a coach in Josh McDaniels who has been there 9 times. Been to the Super Bowl 9 times. He and Vrabel 9 times.
Vrabel hasn't been 9 times.
Yeah, you're right.
Josh McDaniels has.
Josh McDaniels has been there. I looked at a stat, but it was about something else. He is one of 8 coaches
to coach and coach and play for a team that has gone to the Super Bowl. And
Right.
now he's got a chance to win that game.
And Vrabel will be the first to be a player as a Super Bowl champion and a coach as a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, so it's going to be really fun to see what happens there. But I wanted to play this. Michael Dixon is punting in this game. And we know Michael Dixon has been an MVP in a bowl game. He was the MVP of the Texas Bowl when Texas struggled mightily, and Michael was the MVP. But here is Michael Dixon talking about being consistent as a punter, and staying in Seattle.
I try and do everything to improve.
How are you consistent?
By watching my practice, watching my game, keeping a good routine, having an importance of having the right perspective and framing situations in the right way. I would say it's mostly mental and obviously a good work ethic.
That's what he's
I
gotta
think
do.
Rob Babers gave him the best nickname of all time. Long. Just call him Michael Long Balls Dixon.
Yeah.
Hell of a nickname.
Yeah.
You have to be given a nickname. You can't give yourself a nickname. So Rob Babers, shout out to you. Now that he's part of the family.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, way to go. Way to go. Rob D. Way to go. It just
don't make it weird.
I wonder if Rod want to take credit for that.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, he will.
Yeah, he'll figure out another way to spin it. You know how Rob B does. He's a thesaurus when it comes to changing and making things move. It's kind of cool. When we come back, we're gonna have the world's strongest man, and he's gonna bring us his world's strongest take. But I want him to make sure that he shares something with you that he was not prepared for, nor was Marcus. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
All lanes are back open after a wreck cleared on 183 southbound Duval Road, but still causing about a 10-minute add to your drive due to some residual backup from Anderson Mill Road. You're also pretty slow on I-35 northbound, 20 minutes added to your drive from Highway 45 over to William Cannon, and also a crash on FM 973 at Highway 290. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like Bet Online. For years, Bet Online has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, Bet Online delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. Bet Online defines it. Bet Online, the game starts here.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Searching online for a car? When you call that dealership, your first question should be, are there any extra costs to the price on your website? At Henna Chevrolet, our answer will always be no. Their answer, you don't want to know. Shop surprise fee free with Henna, where the price you see is the price you get. Absolutely no addendums ever. You deserve honesty, and that's what we run on. Together, let's drive at henna.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin area weather, sunshine for your Thursday, a high of 70. Clear tonight, a low in the mid-40s. Friday, sunny skies, a high of 83. Tomorrow night's low, 46.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
And the winner of the iHeart Podcast Award is...
You can decide who takes home the 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards Podcast of the Year by voting at iHeartPodcastAwards.com now through February 22nd. See all the nominees and place your vote at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
You hear the beat drop? It can only do one thing. WWE Hall of Famer is world's strongest man. Mark Henry is world's strongest man. Take it away, big fella. All right. It's time for the world's strongest man by the world's strongest. Marcus. Back then they didn't know. Now I'm hot. They all on. Well, Hardge alluded to the fact that something happened during one of the breaks, and he wanted me to share it.
Yeah.
So there was a party for one of our guys, Chris Stinky. Congratulations on being the employee of the year.
Yeah, shout out to Chris.
Shout out. And they had it was catered.
No, this one was for the Super Bowl promotion. Yes, Chris got his award. They had a party for that. This is for the Super Bowl promotion from Dave's Hot Chicken. You've heard the commercials being run right now, and they wanted to do a drop with us. They came and dropped it off yesterday, and I said, please save us some, because none of us were going to be here during that time. So our lovely market director, Christine, has done that for us. She put it in the refrigerator, and you and Marcus decided it was time for us to try.
Hey, man, let's try this chicken.
Yeah.
And the one that I got was incredibly delicious. But I was like, this is not hot. This is not hot. Marcus was over here choking, about to die. I was like, man, do we need to call somebody? Like, who's your next of kin?
Right.
And I was like, Man, I thought you was from Houston.
Let's say what it really was.
So fast forward.
Mark was judging.
I was judging. Yes, I was judging. But then I looked at it and I said, Hardge said, hey, that might not be the same one. So I said, Marcus, let me see the chicken. The chicken in Marcus' box was as red as a Coke can. I was like, yeah, that's a little different. So I got ready to take a bite right before Coach Schlossnagle came on. And as I got ready to take a bite, Hardge said, hey, you gonna do that right before Coach comes on? What if it's too bad? So I decided, okay, I'm gonna put it down. So I put it down and I licked my fingers. Guys, my eyes welled up. I lost contact with my tongue for about 10 seconds.
No. No. She wasn't ready.
Oh my God. Dave's Hot Chicken. I don't know which one. What was it, Marcus? Reaper?
It was Reaper.
Guys.
And I reaped that. I
you
made
regret.
a mistake.
They should change the name from Reaper to Regret. Because listen, I will never ever eat that one. All the rest of them below it, they're in danger. Like those chickens need to tiptoe.
Right.
They need to walk real slightly because I'll have them. But never will the Reaper touch my lips again. And if anybody ever do me wrong, I'm going to go to Dave's Hot Chicken and I'm going to get some of that Reaper sauce and I'm going to rub it on my hand. I'm going to just rub it all over their face. That's the worst punishment that I can think of right now. Okay, let's get to sports. All right, my take is this. I feel like only 2 teams won. And the rich keep getting richer. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, they got McCain from
Philadelphia.
Yep. When they brought in Edgecombe, he became the 4th guard, which everybody knows the only time the 4th guard is going to get on the floor is if somebody gets hurt.
Well, and he was hurt for quite some time, so he never really got his footing with the Philadelphia 76ers.
That's true too. And the reason that they actually drafted another guard in Edgecombe was because he was injured. And Jared McCain is a star. Why on earth would you allow the Oklahoma City Thunder to get another dominant guard? And he's like a running back. The dude is tough. He's very strong for a guard. And can knock down the threes. He had 40 points last year as a rookie. And, I mean, anytime you go into an NBA game, whether you're playing the best team or the worst team, you score 40 points, you're somebody special. So now Oklahoma City got better. Dang it. And the other winner was Utah. Hardge just like, oh, my God. Why is Utah making all these trades? They got Jaren Jackson. So he's going to be a benefit to that team. All of the rest of the drafts were people that we didn't even know if they were still on teams, and they did it for the money. They did it to have these players on their team. As soon as the season is over this year, that money goes off their cap, and they attain a few draft picks to go with it. Hardge, my take is that the Jazz won and Oklahoma City Thunder won. Everybody else lost. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still confused about how some of these trades were made and how they're going to fit in certain systems that these teams have been running. When you sit and you watch a lot of these teams play, you see the ball dominance. You see the go-to guy in a lot of those situations. So it's kind of it's kind of confusing on the trades and why they were being made. The OKC Thunder, for a perfect example, this is a team that, when healthy, They're unstoppable.
Yeah, and they're smart because they had expiring drafts this year. Like, they were going to have 2 picks in the first round this year. They weren't going to be able to use those picks.
Yeah.
So they got something for 3 years for those 2 picks that will benefit them down the road, because they may lose a couple of the guys on their squad this year and next year.
Right.
So they made smart decisions, and they're already good, so they can afford to.
Yeah, they're good. And last night they end up losing to the San Antonio Spurs once again. Spurs find a way to get it done, but they were
SGA didn't play.
They had 70% of their production was out yesterday, and it was still a tight game.
Yeah.
So you start looking at that, and you're like, wait a minute. They reload.
You mean
they're getting
Williams and SGA didn't play?
Yeah.
Chet Holmgren didn't play?
Yes.
And they still played a close game?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they understand what the
Anthony Davis trade. Somebody texted me and said, what about Anthony Davis going to Washington?
What about
He
him?
went to Washington.
Yeah.
And
I know
his
they're
name
trying.
is street clothes. His name is not Anthony Davis. We have changed his name. He is street clothes. And that is where you will find him. On the aisle of big and tall.
Could you just change the initials to the Wizards to IR? Because that's pretty
Wow.
much it.
There you go, Marcus.
Yeah, Trey Young on that thing too.
I feel bad for Trey Young.
Yeah.
And now
They had some of that Dave's hot chicken. So don't worry about it. Right here, coming up next, we're going
Fear
to
the
talk
Reaper.
Big game tonight, and we'll hear from Big Schaefer talking about his matchup against LSU. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
Texas softball is back. Catch the Longhorns as they defend their national championship.
Texas wins the national championship.
Listen to every big hit,
High and deep, a grand slam,
every strikeout,
swing and a miss.
all season long. Search Retro Austin on the iHeart Radio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
All lanes are back open after a wreck cleared on 183 southbound Duval Road, but still causing about a 10-minute add to your drive due to some residual backup from Anderson Mill Road. You're also pretty slow on I-35 northbound, 20 minutes added to your drive from Highway 45 over to William Cannon, and also a crash on FM 973 at Highway 290. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
New year, new opportunities. Start 2026 by taking control of your financial future with Texitcoin, the cryptocurrency born in Texas for Texas. Fast, secure, and decentralized, Texitcoin is your chance to buy into freedom and innovation. Don't just make the resolution, make moves toward independence, growth, and real financial power. Visit Texitcoin.com today and join the Texas revolution in finance. Make this the year you lead, not follow. Texitcoin, where Texas meets tomorrow.
50 years in the Lone Star State, a one-stop shop so you're never late. Price is so low that you want to know
which way to Specs.
Come on, let's go.
Specs wine, spirits, and finer foods. World-class service, that's all about you.
Shop Specs, it's how we do. A huge selection since 62. Shop Specs, low price, amazing. Here's to you.
Shout.
Cheers to savings.
Friday. Kick off the Winter Olympics in style with the opening ceremony from Italy, featuring a special performance by Mariah Carey. Celebrate the greatest athletes from around the globe as they come together to go for gold.
Lindsey Vonn, sensational.
The opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics.
Ilya Malinin.
Redefining the sport. Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on NBC and Peacock.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering. so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
Fox Sports Radio. Did you know we're on YouTube? Did you know you can find all of your favorite shows on YouTube?
Look at us. We're waving at you right now.
Did you know that you can find the best clips and the best videos from your favorite shows?
All the interviews, clips, everything is there.
This is why you're the smartest listeners in the world.
Completely agree.
Because you went to YouTube and you searched Fox Sports Radio, and you are the ones that hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You're the ones that watch videos from Two Pros and a Cup of Joe with Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LeVar Arrington.
You can't even make this up. You got some holy water in your bag, baby.
Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd.
Wow.
Covino and Rich, The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Oh, my God. Oh, boy.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Think about that for a second.
And the Ben Maller Show. Fox Sports Radio. On YouTube.
That's strong stuff.
By searching Fox Sports Radio.
Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe, hit that thumbs up icon, and comment away.
For delicious meals, you could go out to eat or spend hours in the kitchen. Or you could just make a Marie Callender's meal. Yeah, you heard me. Marie Callender's classic chicken Parmigiana bowl is delicious with scratch-made marinara sauce, creamy mozzarella cheese, and no preservatives. It's high in protein with 30 grams per serving. Marie Callender's, what having it all tastes like.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
Texas women's basketball plays here.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 Zone. World's Strongest Tech was good. But it also has some laughs.
You can say fire.
I like that. Tonight is a big night for Texas Longhorns, women's basketball for Texas Longhorns fans as we get closer and closer to the end of time as number 4 Texas Longhorns take on and host the number 5 LSU Tigers as they make their way to the Moody Center tonight. It'll be
Kim Mulkey.
Yep, and Kim Mulkey. And Coach Vic Schaefer talked about his relationship with Kim Mulkey.
Moving on to LSU, just obviously really good team playing at a very high level. Coach Mulkey's got them way different today than they were a month ago. And there's a reason why they're top 5 in the country. Obviously, 2 playing really, really well with 2 incredible big guards in Michaela and Flage. I think now they're Richard is playing so good. And then you've got Full Wiley. So they've got 4 really good guards, athletic, can score. They put pressure on you the whole night. Every possession, you're getting put pressure on by one of those 4. They're making you defend them. And then I think they're 4s and 5s right now. They're just playing different. They're more physical. we feel like that first game we kind of got pushed around a little bit and got out toughed, and so we've got to be able to match that with them and compete at that high level physically, because I think we feel like in that first game that came down to the excessive turnovers, and then just not being able to make some real toughness plays was really an issue. Our fives were not very effective the first time we played them, and we got to be better down there at 4 and 5. Really, I think it would be fair to say 4 and 5, we've got to be better. And then again, just understanding how competitive you got to be with their perimeter, because their perimeter is elite. And it's just it really, every possession you're having pressure put on you. And again, coach has been around a long time and knows how to get things done. And they're really, really talented, have a great scheme, and it's going to take a big effort from us on Thursday night.
And the important part about this is when you start to look at who this is as a team, Texas, the last time that they played them, Texas had more points in the paint, 34-32. They equally had the same amount on the bench, 20 points to 20 points. And Texas led in points off of turnovers with 14-11. But the difference was second chance points. And that's why I believe Coach was talking about making sure that the 4s and the 5 get the ball on the defensive end, not give them a chance. They outscored Texas 13-9 on second chance points. They outscored Texas 14-9 on fast break points. They led for 26 minutes in that ball game. So that is something that Texas obviously it needs to work on and be locked in when it comes to the game tonight.
And they'll get those things accomplished. The things that really matter are the cerebral plays.
Yep.
Remember, they got blocked a couple of times and they didn't let the ball hit the ground. Like, if you get your shot blocked, let it hit the ground and then go back and get it. Like, and then, bless her heart, Rory Harmon turned the ball over like 3 times in the last 2 to 3 minutes, and they were crucial plays.
Yep.
And that will not happen again.
Yeah, that's not who Rory is.
That's not who she is.
Right. So it'll be a fun game tonight. The atmosphere will be electric tonight. It will be at the Moody Center. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock. You can watch the game on ESPN. You know it's a big game. If it's a Thursday night game, it's on ESPN. Ryan Rucco is on the call with Rebecca Lobo, and Holly Rowe is here once again because she was here on Saturday. But more importantly, you can listen to the game and all Texas athletics on AM 1300 The Zone, TexasSports.com, and, of course, the iHeartRadio app with the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, and Kathy Harston on the call. And the one thing about it is, we talked about this a little bit, Madison Booker continues to go up on all the lists. She is a finalist. She's been selected for the mid-season award for the small forward award for Cheryl Miller. She's won it multiple times. Rory Harmon is up for the National Point Guard of the Year mid-season top 10 with presented by Nancy Lieberman. This is a big-time basketball game and team. And when you start to look at everybody that's on the court, there's a lot of talent that will be on display tonight in this basketball game.
And just finally, so when you have, people like Madison Booker and Rory Harmon who have really etched themselves into the lore of Texas history and sports, not just women's sports, but sports in general, man, it's a good thing. And we need to support them. And I will be watching the game. I wish that I could go down there, but, I got 2 other shows. I got to watch other things at the same time, so I have to have at least 2 TVs going at the same time.
Yeah, and for another player that is on that watch list for Cheryl Miller is Michaela Williams from LSU, number 12. Big body bends out there, moving people around. She's done a really, really good job. So that'll be important tonight. We'll have all that and more Tomorrow, it'll be a feel-good football Friday, Super Bowl week, and we'll be catching up on all things as we prepare you for the weekend. And, of course, we got Texas basketball this weekend as well. For Mark Henry, for Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. Stay locked in all day long. Craig Way this afternoon from 2 to 5. And, of course, 5 to 7, the Bucky and BK show right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Lock in, folks. Peace.
Hennion and Walsh was made for people like you, people who understand the value of experienced, highly skilled professionals. That's why you'll have access to a team of specialists to help you invest for the life you want. Why? You've earned it. We're Hennion and Walsh,